Some new resellers think that they have to get the nicest pictures to make more sales, so they think about getting the best lighting, creating these elaborate setups, or using props to make their items look better. But for me, in order to get more sales and less returns, it has less to do with getting nicely produced pictures and more to do with everything that I'm going to share with you in this video. Let's jump right in.
All right, the first thing you want to consider is quantity. Are you using the 12 picture maximum? You definitely want to use the 12 picture maximum for all the reasons that we're going to cover today. But the way you want to think about it is that you want to create the best experience possible for your customers, right? If you were going to buy a car, you're going to want to see the exterior. You're going to want to see the interior. You're going to want to see the steering wheel, the seats, right? You're going to want to see the condition of the vehicle from many different angles. And you want to do the same thing with your pictures. Now, the other thing, and this is only my assumption, is that the only variable that can affect the algorithm when it comes to pictures is the quantity. So the more pictures you have, the better that you're going to rank. That is only my assumption, but I believe that if you have two listings that are pretty similar, the one that has more pictures is going to provide a better service. So that may be a reason why the algorithm might favor that over the other. All right, the second thing you want to consider are the details. Are you capturing all the details? You want to make sure that you're covering all the details, like the front of the shirt, the back of the shirt, all the important tags. Some people like to take pictures of the measurements instead of writing it in the description, or you can do both. You definitely want to be getting all the accents and the features that are making this item unique. And of course, you want to make sure that you're getting close-ups of the patterns and the designs. Capturing all the details is a way for you to showcase your item, for you to show people that you have picked up a unique item that they definitely want to buy. All right, the next thing you want to consider is accuracy. Are you documenting every flaw? Probably more important than capturing all the details is that you're shooting every flaw that you're finding on this item, because you want to make sure that the person doesn't have any surprises when they receive the item. If you show all the flaws, they know exactly what they're going to get, and this is going to allow for less returns. The other thing that I make sure that I do so that the images could be more accurate is that I don't shoot with the regular camera app that's on my iPhone, because it has auto white balance. And what ends up happening is that as the auto white balance is adjusting from picture to picture, sometimes it throws the colors off. So if you're uploading pictures that have different colors, you're not going to give confidence to your buyer to know exactly what color it is that they're going to get. So what I end up using is an app called Camera Pixels, and it allows me to set the white balance, and that way the colors are not changing from picture to picture. The other thing that I make sure that I do is that I try to adjust the exposure as well, because it does have auto exposure, and auto exposure can do the same thing. It can lighten an image and darken an image that can skew the color of the item a little bit as well. So you want to make sure that you have the ability to adjust the exposure to make sure that it's consistent from picture to picture. Overall, these three things are going to help you give a more accurate picture of the item that you're selling. The next thing you want to consider is clarity. Are the items clear and in focus? You want all your pictures to be well lit and in focus, which is pretty self-explanatory. But all I want to say here is that you need to invest into a light source, a big light source if possible, but you don't want to spend a lot of money on this. It doesn't have to be expensive, right? The goal here is not to necessarily have the best pictures, but to make sure that they can see clearly what it is that they're getting. All right, the last thing you want to consider is expectation. Are you setting the right expectation? For me, this is probably the most important item on this list. You don't want to set the wrong expectations by dressing up your item to make it look better than it actually is. Some people may use mannequins or props, elaborate setups. They take pictures outside, right? They use these nice backdrops, or they use a model to model their items. The problem that can happen here is that you can set an expectation that's higher than what they actually experience when they receive the item, right? If you put a shirt on a mannequin and the mannequin has a nice body, right? We all see these mannequins in the stores. They look great, right? They have these phenomenal bodies. When I put on that shirt, or when that customer puts on that shirt and they don't see themselves as they did the mannequin, they're going to be disappointed. And this is probably going to cause them to return the item, or it can cause them to return the item. So you definitely don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. You also don't want to set the wrong expectations by hiding the flaws that may discourage them from buying the item. Yes, if you hide the flaws, they're probably more likely to buy the item, but when they receive it and they see something that they didn't see in the description, that's going to increase the chances of them returning the item. Instead, you want to highlight the flaws and just reflect them in your pricing. Ultimately, what you're trying to do is not necessarily getting the best looking pictures, but the clearest and the most accurate 12 pictures that you can get. They're gonna tell the customer exactly what they're getting with no surprises.
But just getting the right pictures is just one part of the equation. If you want to increase your sales and dominate eBay, then you truly have to learn how to source the right items for your eBay store that people actually want to buy. And to do just that, check this video out.